welcome back to Poppin In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Molly.
And I'm Alexa.
And we're back after a week off.
We didn't give you any notice or anything.
No, we just said bye.
Yeah, we ghosted y'all. And how did it feel?
Yeah, how did it feel?
No one has said anything to us about it, so y'all aren't really paying attention.
Yeah, literally no one cared.
And now we know.
But I know you missed us, and...
I missed you.
Me?
Yeah.
I missed you. Me?
Oh, there we go.
Ali?
For me?
Yeah, I really missed you. I also, have not been in the pop culture know in the last, week. I've been living under a rock in Orlando. So...
in the heart of pop culture.
But I think we have some good topics today. We're actually kind of backed up, so to speak. We're backed up.
I don't know if I like that phrasing.
We're film backed up.
This is our Pepto-Bismol episode.
That doesn't help. Wait, what is Pepto-Bismol for? Isn't that just for when you have to,
upset stomach, diarrhea.
So it's not backed up. It's the very opposite. Okay, anyway, I don't care.
Whatever.
I don't care to talk about this.
Anyways, yeah.
So we are, as I was saying, we are kind of backed up for film-wise.
Yeah.
Because we saw a movie a couple weeks ago. We
Yeah.
haven't had the chance to talk about it yet. So
I had to listen to a recap because I was like, actually, I do remember this movie distinctly. You're gonna give us the DL about it, and I'm gonna give you my personal monologue about it.
Okay, well, that's what we're here for. So we're talking about the movie Die My Love, which we saw this movie a few weeks ago, and like Alexa was saying, I had to really go back and kind of try to reprocess and remember what we saw. Everything I had seen, because it was just there was a lot to it. It's a very layered movie, and it wants to be a very layered movie. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And also it's been 2 weeks, so I couldn't remember everything. So I really had to go back and refresh. But we'll probably be getting into some spoilers today with this movie. So if you want to avoid or don't want to listen, we post the timestamps in our episode description and on our Instagram story. Follow us at Poppin In Pod.
And we'll know if you don't follow us.
Yeah. Don't just view our story.
Yeah.
Click that follow button.
Yeah, like our stuff.
Yeah. But so, like I said, the movie we're talking about today is Die My Love, which just came out, a couple weeks ago. But it's directed by Lynn Ramsey. The film is based on Ariana Harwick's novel by the same name. And according to the IMDb logline, Grace, played by Jennifer Lawrence, is a writer and young mother, is slowly slipping into madness. Locked away in an old house in and around Montana, we see her acting increasingly agitated and erratic, leaving her companion Jackson, played by Robert Pattinson, increasingly worried and helpless. So the film also stars Lakeith Stanfield, Sissy Spacek, and Nick Nolte. It's a pretty small cast overall. Yeah. It feels like a small movie, but it was released by Mubi, who... That's what I said, Mubi.
I know, I'm just, for everyone, Mubi,
who as we've said in the past, I think is trying to be the new A24.
And you know what I realized? So Mubi has a streaming service, so I'm like, all these movies... Movie movies are going to come out on their streaming service. I really want to see the history of sound. I'm telling you right now,
I'm not getting Mubi for that.
I'm not. First of all,
so it's not going to come on anything else?
I don't know. If I were them, they're putting out all these big picture movies.
Are you sure it's going to have its own platform?
It already does. I'm pretty sure.
Weird, because it's not okay, if we're talking about any production company, it's not like they have platforms.
I'm pretty sure. Let's check the records. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah. Mubi, watch and discover movies.
Okay, but can you watch
any film, any screen, anytime, anywhere?
Their only movie is The History of Sound. Where
this
are
one.
Other movies?
Okay, why is George Clooney on here? But that's what I'm saying. I feel like they're doing these big picture movies, and now I'm not gonna be able to watch any of them. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting it. I'll be honest, if it was an A24 streaming service, maybe I would.
But they put all their movies on HBO. I was on a plane the other day. The plane, shout out JetBlue, had an A24 section.
What? I love
beautiful,
that.
Beautiful. Wait, but that's not a movie. Sorry. I'm talking about the Grand Budapest Hotel, which happens to be one of my favorite movies.
Okay, copyright. Maybe it's on their streaming service.
I don't know. We don't care, actually.
Anyway, so this was a movie.
I'm announcing that we officially don't care anymore. So, Alexa, you said after this movie that if one of us, we saw it with our friend Megan, shout out Megan, friend of the pod, that if one of us had turned to you during the movie and said, I want to leave, you would have left.
And I said that lightly. I was actually praying that one of you were going to be like,
really?
I want to leave this movie.
You hated it that much?
You know I love movies about women, motherhood, struggles.
Oh, we'll get into
poetry.
That. Yeah.
I hated this movie. 30 minutes into it, I was like,
you hated it.
Yeah. Let this end. Let this end. I want to leave.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people, so kind of looking through the reviews, like it got good reviews. It really did. It wasn't like, it
got good critical reviews.
Well, that's what I'm getting into. Yeah. So it got good critical reviews. It did get, like, a lot of people did like it or thought it was crazy. But then there were some people, I would say, and I saw this before the movie and still went to see it. And I hate when I get tired during a movie, but a lot of people were like, I wanted this movie to end 2 hours before it did.
Because how long was it? I don't even remember.
I don't know. It wasn't even 2 hours.
It felt very long.
It does. That's the thing is, like, a lot of people commented that, like, the first 20 minutes told everything it needed to tell, and then it just felt like it was just like a spinning wheel the whole rest of the movie. Yes.
I will say, okay, to its credit, I think one thing it does well is it gives you, like, the whole time you're kind of, like, also feeling insane.
Well, yeah, and I think, like, I did that, so what you were going to say, like, about, or what you were saying about wanting to leave the movie, the same thought crossed my mind during the movie. I've never, like, left a movie before, and I especially don't like leaving when I've paid for something, so I'm never probably going to leave a movie unless it just, like, really, like, bothered, but I've never done that before, so
I was truly, like, trying to send telepathic vibes. I was like,
if anyone's listening.
Yes.
But
are you there, Molly? It's me.
But ultimately, like, I do think we probably both feel this way, that it felt like we were watching a movie without a plot, and that's especially painful when you don't know where it's going, like when you haven't watched it already, so you don't know when it's going to end, where it's going. And so this movie, it deals a lot with postpartum, depression, isolation, a feeling of being trapped and misunderstood.
Yeah.
And it's like the psychological portrait of a woman.
Yeah.
And so this this character played by Jennifer Lawrence, she is a writer and she's just had a baby. She and Robert Pattinson bring home a new baby into this house that's like, it's not been done up at all. Like they need some working on. But she really like feels kind of abandoned the whole movie. Like she has no peers. They live in isolation. They live
in Montana
on this like very isolated house, like in the middle of nowhere. And so you, of course, like, and she clearly struggles with mental illness. And that, you know, if you have a mental illness, it can be exacerbated by like isolation. So obviously these things, you know, like it's not looking too good. And like you were saying earlier, like I would say the movie does a really good job of making you feel, and in some ways it was what was frustrating about the movie, but I also think it did a good job in that it slowly like drives you insane, especially with their use of sound. So like at one point, Jackson, Robert Pattinson's character, brings home a dog, much to like Grace's annoyance, because it's not like they just brought home a baby or anything. It's not like they have a baby to take care of. And so it's just like, why would you get a dog? And I feel like that's such a man thing to do.
And without asking her.
Without asking. And it's like to be like, and by the way, he works, so it's like, and she's a writer, like I think I said at the top of the episode, like she's a writer, but they don't really go into it that much. But and she's not writing currently because she's taking care of this baby and she's home with it. And it's just like, that's such a man thing to do, to be like, what's one more responsibility that you have to take care of?
And he almost said like, oh, it's going to keep you company. And it doesn't, this dog does not stop barking.
Does not stop barking. And I will say, like, yeah, for a good period of the movie until, like, to the point where it, I'll say, finally, like, leaves the screen.
Yeah.
And so the barking is just, like, it drives you insane. I actually didn't realize that the dog is sick. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until she says it. I thought it was just an annoying-ass dog.
I think it was until they got into a car accident. I think it got injured in the accident because it started whimpering, like, immediately afterwards.
I don't remember that.
Wait, when they hit the deer?
I didn't remember the dog being in the car.
Yeah, it was in the back seat.
So they brought the dog, but not the baby?
Girl.
So, and it's okay, so the dog barking, and also I was going to say the incessant, like, fly buzzing. So, for example, like, she goes and visits her mother-in-law, Robert Pattinson's mom.
Sissy Spacek.
Played by Sissy Spacek, who, like, lives in a house, like, kind of just to, like, walk there, but, like, she, you know, kind of lives nearby. And, like, it's interesting because, like, in the scene, like, she's hearing the fly buzzing, like we're all hearing the fly buzzing, but like Sissy Spacek's character does not hear it at all. Like she does not, or she's not bothered by it. But like you can see that that's where like it's like she's slowly being driven insane. Like she's hearing all these noises. Sissy Spacek's probably used to like the noise, like just the silence with like this noise. Because
they're from New York City originally.
Yeah, and like, but she's been a you know, housewife. She's been living alone, but like Jennifer Lawrence's character is kind of new to this lifestyle, and so it's like you can just see her like just she's not. Like she's like hating it. And she's literally isolated. Like her husband goes to work while she's at home with the baby. And their home again is in the middle of nowhere. So you really feel the sense like throughout this movie that she's just like crawling out of her skin. Yeah. And they do a good job of making you as the audience feel that way too.
Yeah.
But it's confusing a little bit because I thought they were married in the beginning because they bring home this baby. It just immediately shows them walking into the house with this newborn baby.
No, it doesn't. It shows them like she's pregnant in the beginning when they're in the house because it shows them like dancing around.
Pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it shows that her like being pregnant, and they're
like, but it's like they're entering a new. I don't know. It was confusing. Like I think we all kind of were like, oh, I thought they were already married, and then they show them getting married at the end of the movie, basically.
Yeah,
towards the end of the movie.
Well, because also he's like, do you want to get married? She's like, But first of all, they're crawling through the tallest grass. I was like, the ticks have got to be wild.
Ticks, and also and that would hurt.
Yeah, didn't she just have like a psychotic breakdown? Why are you asking her now? Like, this is interesting.
And in the beginning, so they're kind of. It's interesting because like. The beginning they have like passionate kind of almost they're very like animalistic and they have like you know they just have this like animalistic kind of relationship and it's very clear that even though like Jackson, Robert Pattinson's character, like he loves her, he just like doesn't understand her and she's like this housewife, she doesn't want to be contained to that, and so I don't know but it's interesting because like we were watching the movie and I feel like I feel sympathy for what the character's going through, but at the same time, I didn't like her character. Like, I didn't feel sympathy with her, like, because she was likable. Like, I didn't feel like she seemed likable at any part of the movie.
It wasn't even likable. It's that she wasn't relatable. So, like, at one point, they're like, oh, she's very different now that she's had a baby. And I'm like, no, she's not. They showed her before she had a baby, and she was also kind of weird. Yeah. I was like, she's a weirdo, which is fine.
She seemed really immature.
Yes.
And I think, like, it's weird because, again, so the whole thing is she's a writer, but, like, while she's... And it's not the whole thing because I don't feel like they talked about it a lot, but she's a writer, but she's not really working on her writing because she's like being contained to this house with this baby.
And she's depressed. She's like, I can't, she says, I can't do it anymore.
Right. But other than that, like, I was kind of like, I don't see her as a writer. She doesn't have the writer, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I feel like that is a major, like, plot. It's almost kind of like The Shining or something where it's like they're a writer, but they have writer's block and they're slowly going insane. Like, I didn't see the writer in her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I felt like that was a weird... And again, it's based on a book, so I guess that's the storyline. But I just was like, I don't see her as that.
And also, like, in terms of going crazy, there's always, like, there's these little flashes. Like, there's this whole scene when she's pregnant where she talks to Robert Pattinson's dad, Nick Nolte, who has Parkinson's. And she's, like, helping him put on his shoes. But then it flashes back, and it's like she never really did that. So that's, like, ways that you're kind of like, oh, this is not actually, like, what's happening. Or, like, I don't even know what the purpose of his dad being there was, actually. And I will say, like, I think Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence gave their all to these performances. I just think the performances, like, weren't there. And also, like, it's being billed, obviously, as a Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson movie. I'm like, okay, Robert Pattinson is not in this film enough. Like, sometimes he would come back and I'd be like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I've just been watching Jennifer Lawrence, like, twirl around in this house.
So I thought, like, I thought they were both... good in it, but I didn't think it was either of their best performances. Like, it's interesting because when it was first coming out, I feel like a lot of people were like, this is Jennifer Lawrence's best performance. She's definitely gonna get, like, nominated. And I do wonder, I'm sure she will get nominated for it, but I don't think it's her best performance.
No, I feel like people say that whenever you play, like, a person descending into madness, like...
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I think... Okay, I have several thoughts about it. I feel like there's a lot of movies lately where it's about mothers on the brink of insanity and kind of feeling trapped. So, like, you've seen Night Bitch with Amy Adams, and I feel like that's sort of where she turns into a dog. I feel like that's sort of along the same lines. And then there's a movie coming out, actually, that I do kind of want to see. It has Rose Byrne, and it's called If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You.
Oh, I heard that was really good.
And it's the same. It's actually, like, kind of a very similar plot.
Yeah. Someone said it was like more coherent though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because this is like sort of, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not. It feels a little trippy. But I do think, like, with these movies, I do want to say, like, I think it's important that we're having sort of this conversation about motherhood. It's not perfect. There's conflicting feelings about it. Like, it can maybe be, like, feel unfulfilling for some and make you feel like, you know, especially if they have a career before, and like her character did. And now they're kind of stuck at home taking care of a baby with, like, no social interaction. And, like, it can feel boring and exhausting and just, like, confusing. And I feel like, you know, she and her character only ever seemed to find peace, like, outside of the home. And that they kind of go into that a lot. I thought it was, like, an interesting comparison that, like, the house is almost maybe like a representation of her and Robert Pattinson's character's relationship. Like, it wasn't fully ready, you know, when they come in and she's pregnant, the house is, like, not done yet. It's not ready, and it's kind of like their relationship, like, they just weren't ready for a baby, and, like, it's just kind of like it's all falling apart. And even so, you know, they literally brought the baby home without, like, it being in order, and, like, so they have this baby, and they don't even name it in the beginning. They say, like, we're waiting until it's, like, older to name it. And there's, like, so that's, like, a whole thing. But sort of towards the end, she finally gets hospitalized because she has, like, a breakdown after their wedding, and she really needs to be hospitalized. Like, this is a woman who, like, truly needs to get
amount
help.
of stuff that was happening up to this point, like, Robert Pattinson was truly playing, like, the epitome of, like, a helpless husband. Where I'm just like, okay, there are multiple times, if it were me, I'd be very concerned that she's at home with this baby alone all day. And she's kind of, like, again, spiraling out of control. But also, like, there's scenes where she's just, like, going into a pool naked with a bunch of children, or, like, doing so many things that I'm like, she should have been hospitalized a long time before.
I would have done it after the state of that bathroom when she goes in. I don't even want to talk about it because it grosses me out so much. But, like, she scratches, like, the wall. Like, I would have. But so she has, like, a breakdown after the wedding, and they get married, and after the wedding she, like, I can't remember what she does, but she wanders off.
With the baby.
And it's very clear she's, like, not okay. So he hospitalizes her, and then after she gets out, like, the house, she comes back to the house, it's all nice and painted, and Robert Pattinson's character is clearly, like, he's done it without her, he named the baby without her, and she kind of, like, you can tell that, like, she's just feels kind of useless at this point. And so it's almost like, it's just interesting. I felt like the house sort of represented their relationship, and then it's like when she's outside of the house, like, she's out in the nature, that's where she sort of feels at peace. And then it kind of all culminates to like the end, where she sets I was ready for the movie to be over at this point, but she sets a fire in the woods, and, like, there's, like, woods behind the house, and she sets fire. And, like, Lynn Ramsey said, the end is quite metaphorical. She burns her own book that she's been writing. She burns work you've never seen. It's like this woman burning her world down. So that was
and she just walks off naked into the burning forest while Robert Pattinson's just like, oh.
I've seen, like, I almost felt, and I can't even really name them. Maybe, like, I feel like I'm thinking of a few movies. I feel like I've seen endings like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel that, like, revolutionary to me or, like, mind-blowing. I was just kind of like, that's how I'd expect the movie to end. Do you know what I mean?
I have, like, a couple of things. So back to the thing where you're like, I've seen a few movies where it's, like, about motherhood. And we'll get into this, too, with, like, All Her Fault when we talk about that. But I think it's interesting. I think we are seeing a lot more tales about motherhood. And some people are tired of the tired mother thing where it's like, oh, I'm losing my mind. But I'm like, I think those stories, you know, are important, even though I hated this movie. But I think we're getting more of them because even 10 or 15 years ago, there just weren't as many women having the privilege to make and create, like, pieces of art like this. So you're getting more women's stories. And I think we're just really at a time where it's like women are expected to, like, do all of these things while also doing XYZ, or, like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, we do have these, like, really brilliant, intelligent women who are kind of trapped in the house with their baby, and they can love their baby and still feel trapped.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a whole scene where I told you, I was like, I actually really related to her. She's, like, got all this laundry, and she just, like, knocks over the laundry basket and stares at it. Yeah. And I was like, I feel that. I also, like, those repetitive like, because I work from home, I'm like, those repetitive, like, tasks and chores. I'm like, sometimes I sit there and I stare at the dishes, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose my mind if I wash one more dish.
I feel the same way. There's dishes in the sink right now, and it's like I just, like, and I mean, I can't, like, like seeing that every day without working. Like it's your only job is to do those chores. And it feels like that should be easy, but it's not.
It's not.
Especially if you're, and again, like postpartum depression is real. It's not just.
Someone was saying she has postpartum psychosis, which I could see.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, but like I guess it.
I think it's important. I think people who are like, oh, like we've seen enough is probably men, like who just wouldn't ever.
Yeah, and it's like. I don't know if it's hitting the right audience sometimes, because with this one, I'm like, I think the core I appreciate. The execution, I just truly hated this movie because I didn't feel like it was actually saying anything, because it's not even that I don't need all of my female characters to be likable, but it's just like she seems like, I'm like, I've just never met a person like this.
Right.
I'm like, who, again, even before like the postpartum stuff, I'm like, she seems like a weirdo.
Yeah. I think also sometimes I get kind of tired. Honestly, it felt like Jennifer Lawrence was trying too hard to be this like weird, like, animal, like the crawling through the grass, like she just was like weird in a way that, like you said, is not relatable. Like it wasn't like endearing. It was just kind of like, okay.
And she was overtly sexual in a very immature way.
That's why I said she was just immature the whole time.
She, like, he gets the dog and the dog is constantly barking. She just like goes upstairs and like masturbates because she's just like, he's not paying attention to me. He's not gonna have sex with me.
Yeah.
Which is like, the way she does it feels very weirdly, this is a weird statement, like almost like childlike, like and I don't know what that is, what we're supposed to do with that. It doesn't feel like a grown woman in some instances dealing with any emotions. It just feels like, I don't know.
The crawling also got to me because, again, it just felt, I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. But it was like the crawling just like really annoyed me. It didn't feel genuine. Like, I can't explain it, but it just was, I'm not saying she was miscast. I just think, I don't know. I just seen way better acting from her.
So,
it felt like I was watching her act.
Do you know how she was cast in this movie?
Well, I'd heard they were supposed to do a different movie.
No, so Martin Scorsese read the novel and he sent it to Jennifer Lawrence and he was like, I think this movie needs to be made. I pictured you in this role the whole time. So then she sought out, what's the director's name?
Lynn Ramsey,
because she was like, this book is so poetic and the only person to do this is like someone who has like a poetic vision, aka Lynn Ramsey, I guess.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say, she looked really good in this movie. Like when she was getting married, I loved her hair.
Yeah, she did.
Except there's a scene when she gets committed and she's talking. She has like these bangs. And as someone who's had bangs, her bang is literally like right here on her eyelash, like kind of poking into her eye. And she doesn't, it felt like when the fly landed on Hillary Clinton's eye and everyone was like, how did you not flinch? Like the whole time I'm like, you've got all of your bangs stabbing you in the eye. And you're not flinching? That's crazy.
Okay, so Scorsese and Lawrence, I read it as Robert, like Pattinson and Lawrence, but they had previously been in discussion in adapting The Awakening, but they decided on doing Die My Love together. And The Awakening is actually a very similar storyline. Kate. It's from
Chopin.
1899.
It's kind of love that.
It's kind of similar. It's like, motherhood and femininity. That's a hard word for me to say.
I feel like it's not as... This was just so incoherent.
It was,
Look, we haven't even talked about the fact that Lakeith Stanfield is in this film.
So I do want to watch... I want to talk about that because, okay, so Lakeith Stanfield shows up and he's riding on a motorcycle kind of at first and he just sort of appears and she's like it feels like she's hallucinating him, and then they run into each other at a grocery store and she sees him and she goes up to him and he's with his wife and baby and like he seems surprised to see her and like obviously like she's unwelcome clearly, like the wife seems to kind of know, like I don't know, and I was like, so was his character real or a hallucination?
As you're talking, here's what I'm thinking. I think the character in her head was a hallucination because when she walks up to the other Lakeith Stanfield in the parking lot, he clearly is coming from like a middle class family. Like they have a minivan, they're struggling to get their kids in their car, there's like a bunch of stuff in the car. And then when she has almost like this hallucination where she first of all is like riding a bike, I think without underwear on, which is like insane, but whatever. To go see him in the middle of the night, he's at this like huge Montana rich home that he like owns.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, this just feels incongruous to the man we saw in the parking lot.
Yeah, I think, well, even just him riding a motorcycle was obviously a very different person. So it was almost like this sort of rebellious, like, fantasy that she had dreamed up, because when she saw him, he definitely recognized her. Like, he definitely knew her.
You think? I thought he was like...
He seemed like he was like, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, so I was wondering if it was like really an affair. He just wasn't.
I don't know. Like, it was just so... Because he only shows up at night when she's like alone and kind of... I don't know. Yeah. And again,
it was actually a little like creepy at first, like, because you don't like know it's him at first. But when I first heard about this movie and like the fact that they were, all I see is like Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson in a movie together, and I was like so excited. And then I also saw that like Keith Stanfield was in it, and that he was like I didn't really know who the character was, but I was like so excited because I love him too, and I was like, he really wasn't in this movie that much. I don't know. I expected him to have a bigger role, but
especially I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he said like 3 words.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah, but so. It's interesting too, like, so the movie, like you were saying, Lynn Ramsey directed it, and she directed We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Oh.
Which is
that really made me afraid to have a sociopath child.
It's a very impactful movie, but it also is similar in the kind of slow pacing that this movie has, but with like a sense of foreboding. Like, but I think the difference is that it culminates to something, to an actual thing that it's going to happen. But I feel like Die My Love just didn't have a very coherent plot.
And I think Jennifer Lawrence is really interesting because I really enjoy her as an actress, but I was listening to this interview with her where I feel like she is starting to do like more things now, but now she's doing like more like indie things. Like, she's being a little bit more selective. I think she took a little bit of a break. So when she started shooting this film, she was, I think, pregnant with her second child, and she said she was like, I actually didn't relate to this character heavily because like, or she had just had her first child. She was like, we felt like we were in a little bubble of like, I didn't have any postpartum issues or like whatever. We were in a little love bubble. So it was like, took a lot for her to get into this character, but she doesn't do any rehearsals. She doesn't do she doesn't do script read throughs. She literally walks around. She's like watching the lighting people. And just telling them like, I'm probably going to go there and then go there.
Yeah.
And that's it, which I think is interesting. I also think it's interesting because she almost had this like, not fall from grace, but like literal fall, where she was saying recently she realized like when people kind of were over her, and it was after she fell the second time, because like the first time when she went to the Oscars,
it was endearing because she clearly fell,
and the second time she said she knew as soon as she fell she was like, this is gonna be horrible.
I don't know if it was completely that. I also think a lot of it was when she was like, she became friends with Amy Schumer, and like a lot of people hate Amy Schumer, like they really do
enjoy her,
and so I think like their friendship kind of annoyed people too. Like, it was just sort of this, I mean, I never hated her. It's funny because I don't think of celebrities as ever like acknowledging like a fall from grace like that. Like, she's not even on social media really, so I'm just surprised she even knew that like people started. It's not like she was canceled or anything. People kind of got like a little maybe tired of her, but
she must have, because she like said she took a little bit of a break. Like, she was like,
I didn't know that was the reason. Though. I think it was just because she was like, I figured it was just, she was just doing movie after movie for a long time, and she obviously doesn't have to work. She's probably set for life at this point.
What's interesting is I used to think her humor was very endearing and funny, and now like watching that Robert Pattinson interview, I'm just like, I actually don't know if I enjoy your humor as much anymore.
She's one of those people I've always like had mixed feelings about, because both about her acting, her personality. I think sometimes she's can be very funny. And I think she was sort of a breath of fresh air when she first became famous, because like she was literally 20 when she was nominated for her first Oscar. She might have been even younger than that. I can't remember. But she was very like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm high at the Oscars. And it was like it was funny. But then then it just started to be not just that fall, but also sometimes it's too much. Like, it's too I don't know.
I think it almost was like when she was younger, it felt more relatable, but now she'll like do like the whole thing where she was like, would like, where they asked, would you wear a Merkin? And she was like, I wouldn't have to pay for it or whatever. And it was supposed to be like a joke because she's friends with the Kardashians. And it's like, that just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't funny.
Also, I just question that she's friends with the Kardashians. I'm like, why?
I didn't know that until I think you told me.
She's been on the show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I don't know. So I question that too. I'm like, why? Like, who are you as a person, you know?
But, as a person.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, why? She like loves reality TV. She loves.
Interesting. I didn't know that about
but
her.
I don't know.
My hot take is I actually don't think she's like one of the greatest actresses. It kind of shocks me that has she won Best Actress twice?
I don't think she's won twice. I think she's won once, and I think she's been nominated like 3 times. I think she was really good in Silver Linings Playbook, which is what she won for. I don't know if you've ever seen Winter's Bone, but she was incredible in that. That was like her first one that she was like. And what I think is interesting about her is I don't think she's ever gone to like school for acting. I don't think she has any acting. I could be wrong about this, so don't quote me on this, but I think overall she doesn't really have much like acting. Like she didn't go to like school for acting or anything. So it's interesting because she just seems to be naturally really good at it. And that's kind of also what made her like, oh, kind of a breath of fresh. But I also think sometimes I don't think she's as good as everybody thought. She, like, again, with this movie, I did not think at all that this was her best role. I actually was like watching her and I was like, I feel like you're acting right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas
maybe
like,
she should rehearse.
She was great. Like movies that Winter's Bone, she's great in. Silver Linings Playbook, I thought she was great in. I loved her in American Hustle. All the Hunger Games Catching Fire movie. Her acting is weird. Like it's amazing in that.
Yeah.
But then there's other ones where I'm just like, yeah, I don't think she's like the best actress.
Yeah. She's okay. Like she's.
Did you see Mother?
No, but she talked about it in an interview. I heard it got bad reviews, right?
It's interesting, but her acting in that is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
She had to do like a lot of like internal like scream, just like anguish. Like I don't know. Like it's a crazy movie. Actually, this movie kind of reminded me of it a little bit.
Yeah, she was saying it's kind of similar. Yeah, I was talking to her in an interview I listened to. She was saying
it was this one interview that they just keep quoting. There was like a couple days where it just felt like a new quote from her every second. I was like, okay, I get it. She did an interview. Like we don't have to quote every single line from her interview.
She did an interview.
I saw the thing about the fall. I saw like it was just a lot of stuff.
I don't know. Overall,
I would say overall. Well, I'm still talking about Jennifer Lawrence. Overall, I'm a fan of her, but I do think like this was not her best work, and I think this movie has an important message that I don't think, like you said, was executed well.
Right. I think it's done better in other. Honestly, I think Night Bitch did it better than this, and Amy Adams literally grows nipples like a dog. So
it just seemed weird. I didn't get the tone or vibe of it. I just wasn't interested in watching that movie.
And like her and Robert Pattinson's relationship in it, and it was like weird. I was like, who's like this in their relationship? Like, it's so strange. That's what I meant.
It felt forced.
Yeah.
Them crawling to each other. I was like, okay,
like when they're doing like that weird like play fighting dance thing.
Exactly.
I was just like, what's going on? Are you like monkeys? What's happening?
Right. I think they have funny chemistry in real life.
I would be curious to see what their chemistry is like in a different movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was funny because I saw in an interview, I think it was like their lie detector test, but she was mentioning how the one director she really wants to work with is Christopher Nolan, and Robert Pattinson's worked with him like twice now.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, I can't see you in a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, you just don't have the calmness, I think, for, you know how you, like, you can't be... I don't see her in a Christopher
Speaking
Nolan
of which,
movie.
have you seen the released images of from the Odyssey, the first looks? I will be
looks good.
Talk about my entire personality. I'm ready.
Excited. I'm sick of the conversation. Can I just say, hot take? I'm sick of the conversation of like not enough lighting. People just hate lighting now. People hate lighting and Wicked. Blah blah. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't really care. Yeah. I'm sorry that you want more color. I don't know. It looks good to me. Yeah. It looks fine to me.
Yeah.
I will be seated. And that, but there's a lot of discourse around that.
And also, like, can you really tell from, like, these early images?
No, I'm sure it'll be a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
With no CGI and all practical effects. Like that's crazy.
It's going to be great.
How are they going to do that?
We'll be seeing it in IMAX, probably.
I still have my gift card that you gave me for winning trivia at
You're going to use it?
Party.
Be like 3 years later.
I've already... Yeah. It comes out next summer, right?
I think so. I think it comes out in 2027.
No, it doesn't. It comes out in 2026.
Okay.
July 2026, which I was right. Summer 2026.
Yeah.
I will be using that gift card.
Okay.
I will be seated.
Okay.
With my Odyssey popcorn. Hopefully it's in a...
Oh, like a... Actually, what shape would it be?
Always does it. I was thinking like a Coliseum, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's not Gladiator.
Yeah,
because I still have my Gladiator bucket.
Oh, maybe it'll be like the one-eyed ogre thing. What's it? The one-eyed Cyclops.
I hope it's a little bit classier than that.
You just reach into the Cyclops' eye. Anyways. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I hated this movie.
Okay,
I would not
I was like,
go
wait,
see
what
it.
were we talking about?
I would not.
You wouldn't recommend it?
No, I actually was physically angry inside of that theater.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I would have been angrier if it had been longer. It really wasn't a long movie. It felt long, but I think because I prepared myself for it. So
yeah.
But you know me, I just be falling asleep during movies now. I saw Wicked 2 this weekend. I almost fell asleep during it. I think there's something wrong with me, so that might be a bigger conversation.
Yeah,
but
I think we've talked about this privately.
Okay.
That sounds suspicious. She's fine, but
maybe. Matthew told me this morning he thinks I'm anemic, so we'll see.
What? Well, yeah, we'll follow up on this.
Time.
Okay. I mean, I think you should.
Got bruises everywhere. It's actually quite concerning.
But anyways, so to move on to another like mother-centric plot.
Yeah.
Mother, that we both sort of watched,
and I happen to also know the ending, so
how far did you get in it?
I watched 2 episodes, just saw a pretty big spoiler today, so I think I'm caught up on the big plot twist of the show.
Because I will be talking about spoilers in this, so if you haven't watched it, it's just, again, timestamps, come back after you've watched it, and we'll be ready for you. But so why did you stop watching it, though? I'm curious.
We're talking about the show All Her Fault,
yes.
Which is a show on Peacock starring Sarah Snook,
Jake Lacey,
Dakota Fanning.
Yes. Those are really like the main actors in it that you see the most.
Sophia Lillis is in it too.
Oh yeah, she's in it too.
And I think her character is pretty important, so.
So okay. If you don't know, All Her Fault, basically the premise, and honestly it was like one line that I read that really got me. Sarah Snook's character, she plays Melissa Irvine, and she goes to pick up her 5-year-old son from a play date, only to find out that he's not there. And that's like how it starts. Like it actually starts like
right there. She goes to the door and like,
yeah, it really,
and it is that you're right though, that sentence just like really grabs you. That's why I watched it for Sarah Snook.
Yeah.
In the cast.
Yeah.
And also just that's a crazy plot.
Yeah, and I love like a little, because a lot of these shows have come out like since Big Little Lies, where it's like kind of wealthier people with like a little mystery that you're unraveling, and sometimes there's flashbacks and like family secrets that you're figuring out or whatever. I know people are going to say it's overdone. It happens all the time. I don't care. I like it every time. I really binge this. And Peacock wanted you to binge it. It came out on November 6th, and I watched it all pretty quickly, I would say.
Did it all? It came out at the same time, right?
Yeah. And I would say it's like Peacock is interesting because a lot of their stuff, I don't think a lot of their streaming stuff is super popular right now, but I think All Her Fault is really topped the charts for them.
What's interesting is that they released it all at once because they don't do that with all their shows.
And I think they wanted like that big streaming kind of push. Maybe it's something like a Q4 or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe. I was going to say, I wonder if they didn't think it would do well because sometimes they did that with The Paper, which like that didn't do well. So everybody was kind of like, oh, that's not good.
I don't know.
That it all came out at once. Anyway.
But it's based on a book by Andrea Mara, and it really gets at like these undertones of kind of just like the responsibilities of motherhood that sometimes are, I will say, a little heavy-handed throughout, but I think they need to be. So like, for example, so the son goes missing, and the whole thing is he was on a play date with Dakota Fanning's character's son. So Sarah Snook calls Dakota Fanning and is like, hey, like, you know, I'm here to pick up my son and he's not here. And she's like, well, we never had a play date. And she was like, yes, we did. You texted me. I have the text here. She's like, I never texted you. And so then once they realize the, like that their son is missing, the police are investigating them or whatever. And they asked like, well, how did you get this number? And she said, well, she texted me and said like, hey, this is Jenny from Milo's school. Like, just following up on that play date. Like, did you want to do this time at this day or whatever? And like her husband, who's Jake Lacey, who I have some thoughts on, but who I do love as an actor.
I love him as an actor, yeah.
But I have some thoughts on. Anyways, he's like, the police officer will say like, you know, how did you know it was her number? Like, isn't there a list of numbers from the school of all the parents that they give out? And she's like, yeah, but like, did you check it? And she goes, no. And Jake Lacey, the husband, is like, why didn't you just check the number? And it's like kind of like, again, All Her Fault. It's like kind of, they play on it in different ways. And that really like got me because
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
In that situation, I could see someone being like, why wouldn't you check the number? But if I were her, if someone texted me, said, hey, this is Molly from your kid's school. Just want to follow up on the play date that we talked about earlier. Why would I be like, let me make sure this is their phone number?
Had they talked in person about it?
Yes, they had.
Okay, because I was thinking, like, when I was watching it, I guess I missed that, but I was like, it is insane of her to not, like, my parents met my friend's parents probably up until I was 10. So, like, it is kind of wild to not, like...
They knew each other, but they were recent friends.
But she didn't even... They met each other in a bathroom. They didn't, like, actually... She never, like, dropped him off at her house or anything. And that's... Okay, so that's really the thing, I guess, of what I'm getting at, is, like, the fact she hadn't even been to, like, their house. And their kid is 5.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy that you wouldn't at least go to the house with him.
Yeah, but I think they have such this, like, big bond that they have in the bathroom. Yeah. And also, I love... There's a scene... So you find out that the person who has... abducted their child is actually Jenny's nanny. So Dakota Fanning's nanny has stolen Sarah Snook's son. And my favorite line, the detective is like, how did you find this nanny? And she says, I hired her myself. I didn't want to use a service. I checked all of the references and like they all had really great things to say about her, blah, blah, blah. And like her husband like is saying something like, how could you hire someone like this? And the officer turns to him and is like, well, did the references when you called them, like, did they sound good to you? And he goes,
so funny.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't call them. That's really like Jenny's department. And it's like, there are these little things that like, I don't have children.
And also her husband was useless. He pissed me off so much.
Molly, if you had watched the whole thing, it gets worse. So Jake Lacey, big spoiler, ends up being the main villain in this thing in a bigger way. But I feel so like Dakota Fanning's husband, I think, is the most relatable villain because the whole time, so she works this like high-powered publishing job. She's really passionate about it. He's a teacher, but she's still the one coordinating all the stuff for their children. Like she has to move around meetings, like whatever. And he keeps saying, he's like, I can't pick up our son after school. I have to do Quizix with the kids, which is like quiz bowl type of thing.
Right. And
she'll be like, well, can you just like cancel it this week? And he's like, oh, well, the kids, like, they really look forward to it. So come to find out, she goes to pick up one of the school moms is like watching her son. Yeah. And the mom says, by the way, like we saw your husband when we were like downtown a few minutes ago. And she was like, what? She was like, yeah, like he's at this location because she was like, you might, and she says something where she's like, you guys might want to be like on the same page. And Dakota Fanning like goes off on her. But then she pulls up to where she says her husband is. And Molly, he is in his car watching TikTok, eating chips and drinking a big gulp. And the way she pulls up, it's like their cars are facing each other and she's staring at him for a few minutes. And then she just slams on the horn and he jumps out. And she basically is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God.
And
loser.
He's like, I just need some time to myself. Like, is it okay that I have some time to myself? And she's like, I thought you had Quizix. I've been moving around meetings. And he's like, well, Quizix, like, she was like, when was the last time you had Quizix? And he's like, like 6 months ago. Oh! And she's like, so for every like couple of weeks when I've been stressed out trying to figure things out, you've been sitting here. And he's like, am I not allowed to have my alone time? Which, like, yes, fair. You need some alone time. And you know what she says to him? She's like, yeah, that sounds great. She said, that's my dream. I don't even get alone time when I'm peeing. Yeah. She said, but you get to, she was like, I would love to sit in my car and watch TikTok and eat some chips, but I can't do that. And he's like, well, I didn't sign up to be a completely different person. And she's like, he's our son. Do you think I signed up for it? I signed up to be a parent with you.
And like even in the first episode, you just see what a fucking loser this guy is because yes, he has Quizix supposedly, allegedly. He didn't, but like he says that and you're kind of like, okay, I understand that. Like it's still his job too. He's allowed to also have stuff after. But she goes to this important client pitch that's like she needs to be present for. She's already running late. Yeah. And she shows up and like immediately he's just blowing up her phone. Like we can't find his water bottle. Like where's his water bottle? And it's like, first of all, turn off your phone. Just mute it for like, it kept dinging. I'm like, girl, just mute your phone. Like just silence it. But still, it's just like, what a loser that she can't even be at an important meeting. She's clearly like the breadwinner. Yeah. And it's like, you're not even like, you can't do one thing for your son. You can't babysit your son for
right.
an hour or whatever.
And that's what she says to him at one point. She's like, whenever you're watching our son, you're always ready for it to end. You're always asking me, when am I going to get home? When is it going to end? She's like, I never ask you that because it's our son and I'm taking care of him.
Right.
And it just really like, again, I don't even have children, but I was like, get his ass. I was like, I feel for you and every mom in America who's dealing with these idiot men who are just like, even when she's trying to plan a meeting and he's just like, oh, she's like, their schedules aren't aligning because of Quizzix. And he's like, we'll figure it out. And she's like, okay, well, what are you going to do to figure it out?
Yeah.
Like, what you mean is I will figure it out. I have to figure it out because it's on me.
Yeah.
So anyways, so that's not even like the main plot of the thing, but I just felt like really, I was like, get it, Dakota. Get his ass.
Yeah.
I really loved her outfits too in this show, unrelated. And Sarah Snook, I was telling you, I was like, she looked really good in the show. I'm like, I think Rich really suits her.
Yeah,
in Succession
gorgeous.
And in this, where they're wearing kind of just like these beautiful, I'm like, okay,
coats,
yes. But, so there's a whole thing with like her. So Jake Lacy is the husband, and they're slowly getting you used to the fact that he's not such a good guy. He always says he loves taking care of people, right?
Jake Lacy plays the perfect like asshole.
I know, but that's why I'm saying I think he needs to do a not asshole one because this is like his third or fourth role.
It is.
And
then you know it's coming too because
And like I didn't know how, and we'll get into that. But like the whole time I was like, okay, there's going to be something about him because it's Jake Lacy. Like look at him.
Yeah.
But so he has these two siblings. One of them is disabled because...
What was the point of their characters? Did they come into relevance later?
They do. Okay. So what happens is this... So one of them is the sister from The Bear. I forget her name.
Yeah, Abby Elliott.
Yes. And the whole thing is like the brother is disabled and she thinks it's her fault because when they were 5 years old, they were playing and she pushed him and he hit like a coffee table or something.
Yeah.
So come to find out, and they say like she's had addiction problems. She's had this whole thing weighing on her conscience for like 30 years that she's disabled her brother for his whole life. It was Jake Lacy who did it. He was a little bit older and he said he just wanted to play with them and he accidentally like shoved him and he fell into the coffee table and they figure this out through some sort of like lie or something. But he like does this whole thing the whole time where he's like trying to take care of people. So like his brother thinks that he has been denied to be a candidate for some spinal surgery. And he calls the doctor. He's like, I know I was denied for this surgery, but if there's anything similar, can you let me know? And the doctor goes, wait, I'm sorry. Did you say denied? He was like, no, like we wanted you to do the surgery. Your brother called and said you didn't want to do it anymore. Yes. And so it's like you're slowly finding out these like small things.
Wait, why didn't he want him to do it?
Because he said, he was like, you don't know the risks. Jake Lacy was like, you don't know what the risks are. You don't know, like, your, like, spine is going to be worked on. It could be worse than before. Like, blah, blah. Like, basically, he thinks he's taking care of people by constantly just making decisions for them without their input.
Right.
Like, there's a whole thing where he gets a ransom called for the kid. He finds the money, and he takes it to the hotel.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell his wife anything. Doesn't tell the police anything. And you find out later that so the person, again, who kidnapped the kid her name's Carrie Finch, but you find out later who she is. She was Dakota Fanning's nanny. So this is where like the crazy plot twist happens.
Yeah, this I know.
This is the biggest spoiler. Again, just if you haven't watched it, this is like the whole thing. You find out that both Jake Lacy and Sarah Snook were in a car accident with Carrie Finch as well. They both were like taking their children home from the hospital, so they both had baby sons. And Sarah Snook and Jake Lacy's baby died.
Right.
But Carrie Finch's baby survived. But no one knew that at the scene of the crime, or at the scene of the accident.
Which, like, how did he do this fast? Like,
he said he was like, so Sarah Snook's like kind of passed out, like she's like she was in a coma for a week or something after, and he thought like Carrie Finch was dead, and he just hears a baby crying. So he like got out of the car and he goes to pick up the baby. So then by the time the ambulance gets there, he's just holding a baby, he said. And then Sarah Snook goes, wait, that means you took our dead baby and put him in the car seat of the other car, and you took her baby, which is crazy.
Yeah, and so does Carrie know that she's kidnapping their son?
She knows she's kidnapping her son. She figures it
but
out.
Doesn't she not know that at first? She doesn't know that it's actually her son.
She does. So she I forget how it happens, but she met him at one point, and he's talking about how he has this frog named Mr. Chips because when he says the word frog, it tastes like the word like he's eating chips, which is like that. It's like this sensory thing that people have where it's like the color yellow tastes like soda type of thing. Yeah. And it's an inherited trait.
That's how she knows?
Because it's extremely rare, and she has the same thing. So then she's like, that's weird. And also, like, the kid kind of, like, looks like the guy she had, like, a baby with or whatever. So she's like, that's weird. She looks into it more. She realizes, like, this is the family I was in a car accident with. Where my son supposedly died.
Yeah.
And then she's like, that's my son. And they also, like, propose, like, it's her, she's crazy or whatever. But
so instead of kidnapping, I think I would have just called the police and been like, can we just do a DNA test?
Right. But she's like 18 or 20. So
right.
And she's no support at home. Her mother, they show the scenes with her. Her mother's awful to her, like a horrible person. She's literally like living on like nothing. And she also is like kind of odd on her own. You know, outside of all this, she's a bit strange.
Yeah.
So I think she was just like, I want, like, and she's been so devastated by this baby that she literally, like, pretended like she was dead, which is why Jake Lacey's character thought, like, oh, the mom is dead, this doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Even though it does. And I'm curious, actually.
So is she stalking them the whole time?
Yeah, she's, like, stalking them. She's, like, until she figures out how to, like, take the baby from them. Or he's now 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, it's interesting because I'm curious if it had gone a different way. She calls the police. They go to court. What do you think a court would do in that situation? Do you think they would give her the child? Because, like, the child's, like...
the mom is the only one he's known. Like, Sarah Snook.
And you see, like, they do this flashback episode, and they show him with her. And, like, he's, like, happy and stuff, but he's also just like, I miss my mom. I want to go home.
Right.
Because, like, that's his home, and that's his mom.
I don't know. I think well, first of all, I think the answer is that, like, Carrie would go to prison, right? Because she kidnapped a child.
No, I'm saying if she hadn't kidnapped them and just, like, gone to court to be like...
and she said, like, hey...
This is my child. It's tough. I don't know what I would do.
Because to take him from...
The best interest of the child, I guess, would be to leave him with the family, but...
And they'd be like, you guys can work it out. I don't know. I really don't know. Because now it's like... I don't know what they would do. I don't know what there's got to be, like, an answer, and I don't know what... Yeah, I guess the best interest of the child, but I mean, that is her child, so.
Exactly.
But he's only lived with this mom, so. And she's also more capable, I'm assuming, of taking care.
They're wealthy, and Carrie Prince, I'll be honest, like,
matter,
has, like,
but,
nothing.
like.
It does a little bit.
It does, yeah. I think, you know what really kind of was hard to watch with this show was, or not hard to watch, but, like, it took away a little bit from it while I was watching, was... It was wild. Like, so Sarah Snook is, you know, in her 30s, like, whatever. She seems like a mom of that age. But, like, both Dakota Fanning and Sophia Lillis, who plays Carrie, like, Sophia Lillis is a child actor. Like, she was from It. Like, I feel like I know her as, like, a 12-year-old. So it's, like, weird, however old not 12, but, like, a kid actor. And then Dakota Fanning I even still see as, like, a kid actor in a way. So it's kind of weird to me to see them both be, like, moms in this show. Like, that took me out of it a little bit.
And it's interesting because Dakota Fanning has talked about how, like, she wants to be a mom. And it's interesting because...
And she is the age of a mom, but I almost felt like she was still too young to be the mom of, like, a 5 or 6-year-old, you know?
And I think Dakota Fanning is a really good actress, but sometimes I feel like she is too calm in all of her roles.
She is, yeah.
And that's why I really loved seeing her, like, rip into her husband, or, like, she, like, yells at, like, this, like, other mom who's, like, an asshole.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, like, put some energy into it, Dakota.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I definitely think Elle is actually a better actor than her, even though, like, I love Dakota Fanning. Yeah. But I think Elle is, like, maybe slightly more talented in that field. But I did love seeing her in the show because I love when she's in stuff.
Yeah, I love seeing her. I love seeing her takes on things, I think.
I thought overall the show, again, I only watched a few episodes, so I shouldn't say overall. But from what I saw, and again, like, the beginning should be kind of the stronger episodes. It was good. Like, I thought I thought the acting was good. I thought some of it was a little forced. Like, I asked about the siblings because their characters cringed me out a lot. Like, I felt like Abby Elliott was too
She was very stereotypical of like I'm a hot mess.
Sassy, the hot mess, the sassy sister. Yeah. And it just was like cringe to me. It reminded me, I don't know if Jake Lacy has some kind of deal with Peacock, because he's in a lot of Peacock shows.
Yeah.
And it felt like there was another show that he was in called Apple Doesn't Fall or something. It was like something like that.
Apples Never Fall or something.
Yeah, it was a family show. But it was centered around a family. And
it was the Leanne Moriarty book one.
I don't remember. It was like a mystery thriller type show. But it sort of reminded me of that, where it was like, it was fine, but the acting, like, or the script was just like whatever to me. Whereas like the dialogue, I don't know. Like, that's kind of how this was feeling to me, where it's why I didn't stick with it, because I was just like, it's intriguing, but I felt like the dialogue was at times like a little unrealistic and kind of cringe or stereotypical.
Yeah. And I'm curious, like,
I don't know.
I felt like it was really on the nose for some of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, sometimes I think maybe to get that message across, it needs to be. Because I imagine like a wife sitting at home with her husband or whatever, watching this, and him being like, wow, their husband is an idiot.
Like, she's annoying.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
He would be like, oh, like, her husband sucks. Like, aren't you glad I'm not like that? And a wife
like,
kind of being like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the end, so Sarah Snook ends up killing Jake Lacy.
What?
Yes.
That's wow.
And because here's the dilemma. She knows what he's done. She's horrified, obviously. He's stolen this child. But she can't, like, go to the police about it, because then, like, the police are likely going to take that child from her. After everything they've just done, they're probably going to take, and she, that's her son now.
Well, what would they do with him?
He would probably go into Child Protective Services, because Carrie Finch gets killed.
Oh.
She accidentally, like, Jake Lacy tries to take a gun from her and accidentally shoots her. But so
it's either that or she goes to prison for kidnapping. So it's like, either way, this kid has to stay with the mom, I feel.
I don't think the court would see it that way. Like, after everything that they've done, like, whatever, like, after everything that he's done, that they've been through. That answers
the question that you were asking earlier then.
I think in addition to the fact of, like, all that they've taken, or, like, all that, like, someone has died in their house, like, and I think a lot of the stuff that Jake Lacy did, they would be, like, past him just stealing the child, like, they would be like, you knew about the ransom, because he ends up killing Carrie Finch's dad when he goes to take the ransom. Like, they would probably pin a lot on her that isn't real, because they even, like, show that kind of stuff where it's like, oh, like, she had called a publisher the day that her son was kidnapped, who, like, had written a book on child kidnappings, with the press were like, so we heard you were trying to get, like, call a publisher to get, like, your story published or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I thought that part was stupid.
Yeah. So she basically is kind of like, and I don't think she wants to risk it, like, this is her son. And so she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't divorce him because I don't want my son around him. He's clearly, like, a horrible person. He will kill someone if he has to. And so this whole time they sprinkle in that he has this huge soy allergy. So she goes, and they're at, like, this funeral for their friend. She eats a soy thing, and then she, like, kisses him. He's like, oh my God, like, my soy allergy. And she goes to get his EpiPen. It's expired. And he's like, what about the emergency one? And she tells someone to go get it, and they're like, oh, it's not there. And he's like, he's like slowly, like, dying of asphyxiation. He's like, you always, like, have this, you always keep the emergency EpiPen in the, like, whatever. And she goes, yeah, you're right. I do manage your allergy for you.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, it's such a good line, because it's, like, taking his weaponized incompetence, and it's like, why is she managing your life-threatening allergy?
Yeah.
That's insane. And it's just, like, I think it's those little things sprinkled throughout I really liked, and I think it's good that it's heavy-handed, because I think it needed to be to get the important points across.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just, like, it's not...
Yeah.
It's not by any means the best show I've ever seen, but I wasn't expecting the twist. But I'm curious, do you think you could see Jake Lacy playing, like, a nice, normal guy?
I mean, he was on The Office.
Oh, yeah.
But that's literally the only time I've seen him play, like, a nice guy.
I think he needs to do a few of those roles, because, again, as soon as I saw him on screen...
You're like, oh, it's him.
Yeah, like, I'm like...
he's gonna be the bad guy.
He's gonna do something.
Yeah. He is good, though. I do really enjoy... And because even in that one, The Apples Never Fall or whatever, he wasn't I don't think he was a bad guy, but he was like kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think he needs a little bit more range now.
Yeah. And maybe he does play a good asshole, but he's
good at playing a rich asshole where it's like, he's not necessarily outwardly bad, but like.
He looks like he was built for boat shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I say I liked it. I mean, you know the whole plot now, so.
I do.
You don't need to watch it, but.
Yeah, I really don't know what I said, I think was the reason I didn't continue watching it. Where I was just like, when I watched the first 2 episodes and I was pretty into it. And then I was just like, after the second one, I was like, it felt like very on the nose. It felt like they were a little like, again, the siblings just, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it just, not just them, but just sometimes the dialogue. You know what part really cringed me out? This is not a big deal at all, but it's like moments like these where I'm like, ugh. Where they meet in the bathroom and they're wearing the same dress, Sarah Snook and Dakota
but they
Fanning.
explain that.
I was just going to say, like, so she takes a photo. They're talking and she's okay, we've got to take a selfie. And then they just show her taking the selfie. And I was like, oh, we don't need, like, it just really cringed me out for some reason.
So the reason they do that, they explain it because in the selfie, you can see that she has this huge scar, which is what she gets in the accident, you find out later. And the reason they're wearing the same dress is because I think Carrie Finch, like, picked out the dress for Dakota Fanning's character.
Why? Like, what?
Because it was almost like a meet cute for them.
Oh.
Is the impression that I got. Like, it would be like, oh, these people are going to, like, be friends.
That's such a minor, like, thing to put them together.
I mean, it worked.
To bring them together.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, it's on Peacock. I say give it a try.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Well, if
you're
listening,
yeah,
you've
probably already
seen
seen it. Yeah. I'm curious if Sarah Snook, I'm curious if she will get nominated for anything for it. Her acting is phenomenal.
I think so.
She definitely is the best in the show.
Yes, definitely. All power to Tom and Shiv.
Yeah.
Because they've both been in some really good stuff lately. Like, we were talking about Matthew McFadyen and Death by Lightning.
Yeah.
So good. He'll definitely get nominated.
I still need to watch it.
He was really good in it.
Okay.
And her acting was good in this too, so.
Yeah. Props to her. Shout out. She's one of my new favorite actresses.
She is. Yeah, I love her. I wish I could have seen her on Broadway.
I wonder if she'll move into more movie work at any time.
I don't know. I've only seen her in like one. It was a horror movie, and it was fine. It wasn't very good.
So, as we all know, if you're listening to this, Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah. And we hope you all had have a nice Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy time with your families. But we posed a question.
Kind of sounded like we were wrapping the episode, and we're
not. Yeah. We're not. We're
sorry to you guys, but
a little thought starter for you. As you know, we ask a question of the week every week, and if you want to answer, follow us at Poppin In Podcast. And this week, drum roll,
we asked, what fictional family would you want to spend Thanksgiving with? I thought that was a fun little, and actually, us talking about Sarah Snook kind of does relate to this a little bit. I thought that was a fun little question because we have our own little thing, but we wanted to pose the question to
you all.
And we got some good answers.
Okay.
We actually got a few repeat answers.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'll start with Megan said the Roses from Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
Of course, she loves Schitt's Creek. Megan, one thing about Megan.
Yes.
We got 3 for the Belchers from Bob's Burgers.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Kill the turkey. It's a song she sings.
Okay, because I was going to say, apparently, according to Liz, Bob's favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's a song she sings that Chris always sings to me. Aww. He's not like singing to me.
Yeah.
He's just doing it in a fun, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've actually never watched that show.
It's a fun little comfort show.
Yeah, it seems like from what I've seen, it's like funny.
Yeah, it is.
I like that Tina is clearly played by a man.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cindy, shout out Cindy Fraser, said the Roy family.
Okay, same.
Which would have been my answer.
Yeah.
Cordy said the Sopranos.
Okay.
Because the food and humor would be top tier. That's very true.
The food would be the prosciutto.
Yep. Matthew answered and said he said I don't know why his answer is making me laugh. It's like not funny. He said SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. It was just funny that he named he didn't say the cast of SpongeBob. He said specifically SpongeBob.
No Squidward?
Nope. And what's really funny to me, I kind of was like arguing to myself, like to him, but I was just talking to myself.
Yeah.
I was like, how would they all 3 eat comfortably together? Because one of them would have to leave the room.
That's true.
They can't both be eating. Or they can't all three be eating.
I feel like there's maybe been scenes of them eating together and Sandy's like in a different room or something.
How does Sandy eat though? When you think about it.
I don't know.
How does she go to the whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, and then the Belchers. We got 3 for the Belchers.
Okay.
So those are pretty good answers, I would say.
Water, Sandy.
We were just watching that episode. Sometimes Matthew and I watch like Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah, we do too.
He like randomly, it was very nice. He surprised me with Duck Donuts, and we watched SpongeBob. But anyway, we watched that episode. Funny enough,
I love that.
So yes.
So okay, I asked you this before. We made a little post.
Yeah.
That we're gonna post. I put some like.
This is a surprise for me, by the way. Alexa's surprising me right now.
Let me find it.
So we'll post it on the Instagram. Follow us at Poppin In Pod.
Yeah.
But this is like our own little who we would have.
Should be. Yeah. Okay. So you've seen some of these. So
yes.
We have number 1, the Draper family,
which
of
is
Mad
perfect because I think they do have a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, this is from it where she's shoving the turkey
truly
in her face.
That was one of the cringiest like scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was
The March family,
Little Women.
Oh.
That would be so fun.
They would be good, and they also would like share their food because you know how they share like they bring their Christmas. I think it's their Christmas meal, but they bring the Christmas meal over to the poor family.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Did you ever watch the BBC show?
The one with
on Netflix?
Maya Fox? I almost said Maya Rudolph.
Hawk.
What did I say? Maya Fox? No, but I was thinking about it literally earlier today that I'm off my period piece game.
I think you were going to say I'm off my period. I was like, okay. Relevant.
Okay, the Roy family, of course.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Perfect photo for them.
The Lion family from Between the Lions. And here, I'm thinking about, I'm like,
random.
Some of these are like for the drama.
I loved that show, though.
Some of these I'm like, the drama of your Thanksgiving table. Great. The coziness of their Thanksgiving table.
They're cozy.
Table.
Also, great colors. I love the colors used.
Oh, thank you. I thought you meant for the lions. I was like, oh.
Well, they match the color scheme.
Thank you. Some of these I did because of the food, too. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So we have the Lannister family. Also the drama.
Yeah, that's about, the drama.
Then we have the Munster family.
I love the Munsters.
I just think it'd be a fun little,
and you know what?
kiki.
I'm not going to say fuck the Addams family, but like, I don't, God. You know how like everyone obsesses over where are the Munsters? Like I would love, Rob Zombie did a movie recently and it was like weird, but I love the Munsters more than I love the Addams family.
I think I told you how I used to think Munster cheese was named after the Munsters. we were standing in Walmart. I told my dad that and he said, yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't until I was a fully grown adult.
So he lied to you or he just didn't know?
I think he was just like, yeah, you're a little kid. And then he just never corrected it for like 15 years.
I was like,
and I was like,
kid, I was really obsessed with it.
I was just like, wow, they got that cheese branded. That's crazy. The Shelby family.
Good
Peaky
one.
Blinders.
Wait, did we have that on the list?
We did.
Okay.
I think
I'm like surprised as if I didn't put it here.
Yeah.
This is a great answer.
Yeah, phenomenal. Who did this?
It would be like a really dark and depressing Thanksgiving though.
But the drinks would be phenomenal.
Yeah,
and also like again the drama, like but someone might die.
You know what pissed me off though is that Tommy like wouldn't be sitting at the table. He'd be getting up and doing deals. He couldn't even not do deals at his own wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever. Continue.
Yeah. Next we have the Baxter family from That's So Raven, Country Cousins.
Oh my god. That really scares me. Because I forgot she tried to do the like little what do you call it?
Like an Eddie Murphy type thing.
Like that, I forgot she's a baby. That's scary.
It's so she's all the characters except for like one of them.
I forgot also that her last name was Baxter because for a second I was like, who's the Baxter family?
I did too. I had to look this up.
That's a crazy one. So out of pocket. So random.
Okay, the next one is the Rose family.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. And then I have the Ricardo family from I Love Lucy.
It's not really family, it's just 2 people.
They have children.
They do?
Yeah. And
little, isn't his name...
little Ricky Jr.
I almost said Little Eddie. Who's Little Eddie?
It's Little Eddie. I'm just imagining the hijinks. It'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
You might not get a lot of food, but you'll get a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
The Kittredge family from Meet Kit.
What? Alexa, what are you talking about?
Whenever I think of a fun family, I always think of them.
Really? I don't think about them at all.
I think about them all the time.
What are their family like?
She has a brother, a mother, and a father, and then they also live in like a boarding house, like Forrest Gump style.
I actually don't remember that. I loved her. I love her outfit, though, I gotta say.
I do. I love this outfit, too.
That's an interesting one. I think I'd rather spend it with Samantha's rich grandmary.
True. Theirs wouldn't be good, but it would be cozy. Like, the food, sparse. It is the depression.
I think Felicity's would be cozy.
Yeah, it would be.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they had
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Well, I don't know if they celebrate. Okay, the Bennett family from Pride and Prejudice. Again, some of these are British, so they're not celebrating, but if they did, we would be there. We would be there. We'd be there. The Maguires!
Yes!
From Lizzie.
Oh my God,
McGuire.
I'd love to spend Thanksgiving with them.
Fun. And with, like, her brother, like, Matt
if you believe.
And, like, Gordo and Miranda, for some reason,
there.
are coming in through the sliding doors.
Yeah,
Why?
they're there.
Yeah, they're there.
You know what go back really quick. I always felt like their family was really realistic looking.
Yes, like look at the way her dad is posing for this photo. This is
He's
my
like
dad.
Not at all smiling.
My dad took a walk this morning and sent us 3 selfies, and this is his expression.
Yeah, because it's like they don't know how to. They don't know the photos being taken or something. Yeah. But her mom, I always felt like was really like a realistic looking mom.
Yeah, their house is beautiful.
Also, I had a crush as a kid. I had a crush on Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had such a crush on Gordo.
But I feel like most girls did. I just, for some reason, liked the kid that was my age, I guess. I didn't. Older, probably. But
I was like literally the episode where her boyfriend breaks up with her, and she's like, he's probably dating someone cooler and smarter and prettier, and he's like, there's no one. Cool. I watched that literally 2 years ago. I cried.
I love when in the movie when she falls asleep on his shoulder.
Yes. Oh. Okay.
Remember when the Miranda erasure? Anyway.
Yes. And what's crazy is you think she's in a bunch of episodes. She's in like 1 season. I mean, there's only like
2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 or 3, but it's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the movie didn't come out at the end. There was still like a season after the movie, wasn't there?
I don't think so because they're going to high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was wild. That a middle school trip
to Italy.
To Italy. That seems like a like high school or college trip. That's crazy.
My parents had a philosophical debate on if I should go to the trip to Busch Gardens for our 8th grade trip. Like, to Italy? That's crazy.
You went to Italy, technically.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Italy, New France, England, all of them. And finally, the Poppin In family.
That is so cute. This was really fun. This was
Yay.
fun. Oh, I love that photo of us.
Thank you.
We're fun at Thanksgiving.
We are. And also, you want to know what's funny about this?
What?
This is a little tidbit of my editing, is it was very difficult to find a photo of us. We're so like we don't get
touchy,
close. Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to like take this photo of us together, crop each of us out of it, and then put us back in and push us together.
Are we not even sitting that close in the photo?
No, we're sitting so far away.
Why do we hate each other?
I was like,
we're not far
like
away?
we weren't gonna be like in the frame.
I had
together.
no idea that that's not real.
Well, now you guys know. If you're avid listeners, that's a little tidbit there.
Yeah, it's not real. We're not actually touching.
Yeah.
Like, not even touching. We couldn't even be bothered to touch shoulders.
No.
That's crazy.
And all of our photos from our little photo shoot, we're so far away from each other.
Wait, that's really funny because, like, if you look at the photo shoot, they're us in our pajamas. They're like a cute, like, pajama sleepover type
We're literally
photo.
like this.
We couldn't even be like, bothered to touch each other.
Excuse me, ma'am?
It's
no, thank you.
To be cozy, and we're like 6 feet distance.
It just really made me laugh.
That's
but anyways,
cute. I loved that a lot.
That's who we're joining for Thanksgiving.
That was a good surprise for me. I hadn't seen it.
Yay! I'm glad we did this live, actually.
Yeah, this is good.
Well,
it's not fun for
live.
anybody else, probably, but
I hope it was. Yeah,
well, you'll see it.
Oh.
No, we can't touch each other, but like we can definitely be in each other's brains.
Yeah,
I think that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, so that's Thanksgiving. We hope you guys have a really nice one. The episode's not over.
Done,
the
I
episode's
feel like
not
we keep
over.
wrapping it up, and we're not even close.
We're not
to
even
being
close.
Done. Don't you worry.
But just wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I was about to say something weird because we don't touch each other, but that's weird. That's a weird
phrasing.
phrasing.
I think we mentally snuggle.
Oh. Maybe.
I think we do.
I think, when we used to work together, we'd always say
mind. I regret saying that.
Well, we would always say like one brain cell. We'd always be doing the same thing.
I think we mentally cuddle.
Yeah,
snuggle.
I like that.
We mentally hug. We mentally hug.
It just doesn't work out for our photos.
We don't physically hug.
Yeah, nobody touched me actually.
Yeah,
ever.
So okay, with Wicked 2 coming out, We're not going to talk about Wicked 2 yet because Alexa hasn't seen it.
But I will be seeing it with friend of the pod, Emily. Shout out, Friday.
Shout out. Yeah, so I saw it this weekend, and again, like, we're not going to talk about it yet until Emily and Alexa have seen it.
Yeah.
But I just kind of want to talk about the press tour so far. I don't know if you've been keeping up with it.
I haven't been keeping up with it because it feels very similar to the first one.
You know what, though? Sorry, I cut you off.
I had nothing else. So
I was just going to say, you're right that it is similar to the first one, but I think people are finally catching up to how fucking weird they are.
They're so weird.
They're so weird. And the thing is, like, so, and this is me saying this as a fan of both, of talent-wise, I'm a fan of both of them. I think the first one, they were there was some weirdness, but it was more like memeable, and people thought it was funny. I mean, you got that whole interview with the finger and the holding,
yes,
where they said,
I love that one,
holding space for the Defying Gravity lyrics. Like, so I feel like it was clear that they had a weirdly close relationship where they seemed to be on this like level of like coworker that just no one understood, right? Because they'd done these roles together. But now I think people are like, hold on a minute, this is weird.
It's weird. And also, like, once they're not promoting this movie, do you think they're gonna be as close?
And I have thoughts about it, and I know Ariana has some stands that maybe are just their stands, and so I really hesitate saying this,
okay, but
this is just my personal thoughts about Ariana Grande. I think she is somebody, and we've seen this again, I am a fan of her work. I don't think I am a fan of her personally, because I see her as somebody who maybe uses people and kind of throws them away when she's done with them.
I love seeing her on screen. I love her music. I watch a lot of TikToks of her.
Yeah.
I would never be like her friend.
No, I think she, first of all, and if you argue with this, you are just not opening your eyes or your ears. She does not have a sense of self. She is, I'm sorry, the voice thing is beyond weird.
I watched this TikTok over the weekend where they spliced together. You know how like there's the stages of Ariana Grande where she's
it to you guys.
Oh, was it you sent it? Where it's like, you know, how people say they like the Blackiana.
Okay, I was like, I won't say
where
the
she
names,
does. She basically
yeah.
kind of acts and talks like she's a person of color, and then there's another one
was
where,
like a few years ago. She
and then there was a time period where she kind of was like acting like she was maybe Asian, and then now we have her as Glinda.
People call her Ariana Grande.
Yes, and it's crazy. So it's like an interview, but it's like these different versions are answering,
or talking to each other,
and her voice is so different,
and
all of them, her voice, her look, everything about like. Everything.
Explain. I would love for somebody who is like a diehard like why are that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I can say that about, I mean, there's a lot of weirdos in this business, and so I understand that. Like I think she's very talented. I think she's great in Wicked. I don't think there's anyone else who could have played her in this movie, like, genuinely. I think she was the perfect Glinda. Super talented. But she is, like, the voice thing is, so she's doing this, it's not even just the voice. The voice goes along with this persona, but it's like, she's being this, like, fragile little girl character that she used to not be. She used to be, like, a baddie, like, this, like, I don't know, it's just so strange. And so, kind of, I think what people are catching on to is that, like, Cynthia is this, like weirdly defensive of her, and kind of like, because the people are like, as much as Ariana is doing this, it's like Cynthia's not helping, because it's like she weirdly is like very like always, what am I trying to say, like hovering kind of like
she's like a mama bird.
Yes. And I won't say what other people are saying. I don't want to get into that, but there's just a comparison that people are kind of making with it. And it's interesting. It's like, I think it's like how people are kind of now viewing this. But so one of the things that like it kind of really got shown was this fan ran up on Ariana Grande while they were walking the premiere, the red carpet at the Singapore premiere. Yeah. And it is very scary. If you were just like on, I mean, especially for Ariana Grande, who is that famous, and she could be potentially a target, you know, by crazy. She has like these, I mean, she's got probably some really, just like any pop star would have, some unhinged, crazy fans. And this guy is unhinged.
Well, she also had the shooting at her concert in Manchester.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like, she probably, I've heard, she apparently, or I've not heard, she has said this, I think she suffers from PTSD. She's like, and I can imagine, like, I'm not downplaying that at all. So so that's not what I'm saying. But he jumps over the barricade, and he's done this before. He's done it at a Katy Perry concert. Yeah. He's done this. He's like a serial barricade jumper.
Right.
And so he jumps the barricade somehow and runs up to her and like grabs her. And I'm not going to get into this otherwise, but I'm going to say she's a very small person. Mm-hmm. And maybe I will get into it later. But anyway, he grabs her and like, it's obviously surprising to her and she's like very shook. And Cynthia does like jump in before security does. She jumps in and like is like, get away from her, and like throws her aside. And like, and I don't downplay. I'm sure she was scared. It would be scary in the moment where you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's like her and Michelle Yeoh are both like making sure she's okay. But it's just like, it's the way that it plays. When you really watch it, it's just like, she's like very, no one can see me, but it's like it's just so not how she used to be. She's now just kind of this like fragile, like
little baby bird
character that it's like, and then Cynthia's like, hovering over her, and like, it's just strange. And by the way, I think so the guy went to jail, and then he's now banned from Singapore, which is wild. Yeah, he's
Singapore.
Yes.
The whole place.
He cannot go to Singapore anymore.
That's crazy.
Wild. Good. That's good. Yeah. He's obviously a very unhinged individual. Yeah. He needs help. But
like, what he did was not cool.
No, not cool. But it just goes into the...
It really heightened the dynamic of their relationship. That's like, it really was like a good example of like interesting.
Yeah. And there's like one where it's like... There's just been like, people are kind of now like zeroing in on like video of the two of them where it's like Cynthia's just like really watching Ariana and kind of just... It's like... I don't know. There's just something like very strange going on, and it really makes me wonder, like, because they've alluded to the fact that something went on the set, because they'll say like, we've really been through a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Ariana has, if I would guess, it's probably all the stuff that Ariana went through with like the Ethan Slater stuff, and like, I won't say went through because I think that was their fault, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I think like, I don't know, but I'm just curious what happened on the set. And also, I'm not going to go into this too much, but a lot of people have really commented on their bodies lately, because they are both like, them and Michelle Yeoh actually now are very, very worryingly thin.
So actually, I will say this a little bit, because I've been like reading a lot of discourse about this. Yeah. And also watching a lot of like TikToks and stuff. And it's not just them. It's like becoming like, we're in like a cocaine skinny era of the early 2000s because of Ozempic. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just like becoming this thing where, and Ariana Grande is like, oh, well, before, like, I just wasn't healthy. And I'm like, I'll be honest, I just don't think you are now. Like,
I don't think so. There's no way.
You're very tiny. And it's kind of scary because, again, I think we're going to get into this place where it's like little girls are going to look up to you in Wicked and think that they should weigh like 90 pounds.
She's Glinda. So, like, she does have little girl fans. And I'm really not body. I think a lot of people are misinterpreting it, like, as body shaming when people are commenting on their weight. And it's like, no, it's actually, like, it's really concerning.
Yeah.
And that's all
I'm
going to say.
Like, if she were my friend, I would be like, we need to sit down. I'm really worried.
Yeah. And so that's not really super relevant to what I was talking about, but it just kind of goes along with this whole press tour has just been really interesting. And I think everyone is sort of like, I'm ready for this press tour to be over, because like the two of them, and I saw somebody joke, they were like, I guarantee that they are not going to be close after this movie.
No.
Yeah. And I think like, exactly. And I think, like, somebody said that, like, they could so see Ariana Grande being on, like, Watch What Happens Live, where they asked, like, are you and Cynthia still close? Yeah. And she's just like, we'll always have a bond from Wicked. But, like, no, I haven't talked to her in a while. Like, you know, like, and I don't know if that's the case.
I could see it, though.
But I could see it because it's just, there's a pattern with Ariana where she does tend to...
She gets extremely, extremely close to people. She kind of almost, like, isolates them a little bit. Mm-hmm. Or, like, she becomes their, like, most important person, and then she moves on.
Once she's gotten what she maybe needs from them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know her, so it feels, like, weird, like, being like, this is exactly how she is. But I just think, like, if it's multiple, I think a lot of people sort of have that.
Yeah. that history with her, maybe.
Well, and also just, I think people see her as that a certain way. And so, again, I think they're both insanely talented, but I think there's something very strange with that relationship that I just...
The wickedly talented.
Yeah. I don't know. I just had to talk about it because it's really been on my...
I haven't been paying attention to the press because also it's strange that they filmed part 1 and part 2
at the same
time.
Right after, yeah.
So like I'm curious if they've been close in between these movies coming out because they didn't do a press tour for it before, but like it also would, to me, I'd be like, I'd be like, God, I'm so tired of talking about Wicked. I did this movie 3 years ago.
2 years in a... Yeah, I mean, not only did they film it for a while, but then they've now been on a 2-year-long press tour, basically. Yeah. And so, yeah, it would be a lot. I'm sure it was... But I just wonder... It's just... I'm curious how long Ariana's going to keep the voice.
I think she's already moved on. She already dyed her hair. And I think it changes with every hair dye.
Well, she's about to go on tour too, so that's her. Oh, yeah. And she said that that's going to be probably the last
tour. And
I don't know if it's
her
the last.
music.
I don't know if it's the last tour ever, but she kind of, it sounded like she was taking a very long break, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But I've actually been really excited to talk to you about a topic regarding a press tour. What have you heard about the Timothee Chalamet video?
What do you mean video? I feel like there's a million Timothee Chalamet videos.
The one that was posted. So here's what I want you to know. Okay, if Timothee Chalamet, if you're listening, if you're one of our 15 listeners or whatever, I'm not obsessed with you. I just enjoy watching your films, so you pop up. So
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
No, I want you to have joy. Go ahead.
It's okay. I don't care.
I'm so sick of him. I don't care about him.
I know you don't. And that's okay. Because I was feeling that way a little bit too. But
I know. I'm surprised.
So,
yeah.
Last week, this must have been on Saturday, I think. He posted an 18-minute clip. And it's just like on Instagram. And the caption was literally like, like MP4 ... like how you would save something, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is this? I'm watching it at 9 a.m. I want you to know this video had been up for 15 minutes. And so I was commenting on it, and I was like, this is great because my comments are going to be high for at least 5 minutes. Yeah. Because I was like, there's only 100 comments right now. But I was like, what is this? And it basically like, I started watching it, and it's Timothee Chalamet joining a Zoom call with like A24's marketing team. I can't believe you haven't heard about this. This is so...
Because I'm trying to stay... I don't care about Marty Supreme. I don't care about any of that. So...
And
it seems like so uninteresting to me.
At first, I was like, again, what is this video? I thought he was serious, where they're talking about different marketing ideas, and he's like, hey guys, like, what's going... Like, he's being very, like, Timothee Chalamet, and then he's like, yeah, so I, like, just had some ideas for you guys that I, like, wanted to bring up, and he's wearing, like, an orange hoodie, and he's bald as he has been, and he's just like, yeah, like, so I'm thinking, like, with marketing, like, like, Barbie, we're like, Sam! Like, we do it like that. How he does it.
I'm already annoyed, like...
And sorry. I'm just, because at first it seems very serious, and I think people weren't getting it at first. I literally, at certain points, like, was laughing out loud. So, again, it's, like, all these people in a Zoom call, and he's like, so I'm thinking, like, we do, like, I had a graphic designer work on this orange color for, like, 6 months, and he's like, can you guys see my screen? And they're like, yeah, and it's just, like, literally, like, an orange square, and they're like, so are we just like looking at an orange square? And he's like, yeah, like my graphic designer was like working really hard on this. And then he was like, also I was thinking, like, we do orange everything. You see orange, you think of Marty Supreme, Christmas Day, Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. And again, you're like, eventually you catch on, you're like, this must be a joke because it's like an insane thing. But there's certain points where he's like, okay, like, you see this person, and what do you think? And it's like, I don't know, some athlete, and they're like, okay, greatness. And he's like, great. And then he pulls it up, and it's a picture of Stephenie Meyer, and they're like, you see this person, and what do you think? And they're like, Stephenie Meyer, and they go, Twilight, and he's like, greatness. And it just, he's like, what if, like, it just was, again, it's an 18-minute long video, and he's like, at one point he's like asking like the people for like their opinions, and he's like, what do you think about this? And he's like, it's impregnable. And he's like, what does that mean? He's like, unable to be pregnated. I don't know. And it's like such a weird marketing scheme that literally I was like laughing out loud. He's like, okay, what about like, how have you guys like seen like a blimp? And he was like, what about like a Marty Supreme blimp? And it's literally like a hand drawn. He's like, I had a graphic designer work on this for like 6 months, like a hand drawn like blimp that says Marty Supreme. And you're just like, what a weird, like, it just really, because again, I think now that it's like been like people keep talking about this video, it probably doesn't seem as funny. But for me,
I have not heard one person talk about this
What?
video.
I saw like the articles about it. I saw like so much stuff about it.
No.
Maybe it's because I'm on the Timothee Chalamet.
I was gonna say, I mean, maybe it's like people who are like, yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Really?
It's just marketing for the movie, right?
It is, but you don't realize it at first. And so again, like it had been up for 15 minutes. So I was like, what is this? And I think like I laughed so hard that like I woke Poe up from her dead snore, and it just really made me laugh. And so it's interesting because it's such a unique way to like market it. But then they started taking like so the Marty Supreme hand-drawn blimp, they got a Marty Supreme orange blimp and flew it over like the Hollywood sign or whatever. So we were like it's just like a very funny, like, Timothee Chalamet way of marketing something. And
okay, sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead.
No, I just saying, like, I guess I just miss like how he used to be. This feels like a new, it's probably not, it's probably actually how he's always been. But I'm like, what the Timothee Chalamet way, he used to be like this very like respect, like he was like, I miss his like androgynous like outfits, and just I feel like I don't know who this new person is. Like he just seems like he's trying to be like somebody else. Maybe
I think maybe he's just coming to like his own confidence. But I think I don't know, I really vibe with his sense of humor, like him pulling up to like the Bob Dylan movie on like a motorcycle or whatever and just being like whatever. Like,
yeah, I just think I don't vibe with his humor or anything. I don't think he's very funny. Like, I think he's an amazing actor, but I don't think, like, I've not cared at all about this movie. So that's probably why I haven't heard anything about this video. But
one of the things I love is he's been walking around on the press tour. He has these people, they're in all black suits, and then they have just big orange ping pong balls as the heads. And I just think, I don't know, it really made me laugh. And because it's such a unique way of doing it, and I think it like I know it didn't cross your feed, but I think it like really like got some momentum for like the press tour. And it reminds me of like, okay, so we had like the whole Barbie press tour, we had like a Brat like press, like the whole like Brat color, and I'm like, I think like this is not on the same level, but I'm like, it's interesting to see where marketing is going with some of these things, where it's like, this is a very unique way, like just like a random funny Zoom call that then does escalate into these like different marketing things. I think is really interesting and creative to me personally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I literally wrote down, honestly, iconic and no notes. I loved it. I loved all 18 minutes of it.
Okay.
At 9 a.m. But the other Timothee Chalamet thing I wanted to mention, has this crossed your feed? There's a new conspiracy out that people think that he is the up and coming British rapper Esty Kid. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's like Esdekid. So he's a rising rap artist from Liverpool who has cultivated a remarkably strong sense of mystery surrounding his public persona. He usually obscures his face in photos and only is like sporadically updating fans through social media. And here's why people think that they're the same.
It's right there.
Look at them. So all you ever see are his eyes, and people like, and here's the thing, I don't think they're the same, but the internet really tickles me pink sometimes, where it's just like, people are like, this is Timothee Chalamet, and people are like, he loves to rap, and then people will be like, here's his, statistics, or they'll like do his, and like, I can see what they're talking about. They're not the same. They are definitely not the same.
I miss when he looked like that.
Yeah.
I don't like this whole bald-headed, like I don't know. I'm not liking the new vibe.
I don't like that vibe either, but I like his humor. I don't know what it is about Timothee Chalamet. I'm like really just down with him.
I don't like, I'm pointing to the clip from SNL. Like, for example, I don't think that's funny at all. Like,
really?
His whole thing with Pete Davidson.
I liked the babyface rap that he did with Marcello Hernandez. I thought that was funny. Like, literally people will be like, they're the same person, and it's just funny because all you can see of this rapper is his eyes.
Did you see what he said too about not winning the Oscar, and how he's very like, he was being really open, but he was like saying how like, yeah, most people when they don't win, like they go home and they're really disappointed, like they didn't win. And it's just like, everybody's kind of like, honestly, maybe I'm on the opposite side, because I've seen a lot of like discourse about just like how like people are just kind of over Timothy now.
Really?
Just at least like the things that I've been seeing, that it's like, okay, we don't need to know that you were sad about not winning the Oscar. Most people don't talk about it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, I am a fan. But I do like that he, I don't know. I think it's okay to talk about that sometimes. I'd be sad if I didn't win.
I can't remember exactly what it was that he said, but it just felt like it was like, okay, why are you whining about not winning an Oscar? You know? Like you're fine. Leonardo DiCaprio never whined about it.
Yeah.
Like do you know how many Oscars he lost?
I don't know. I thought you were asking. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, I was just saying it, like, in general. Like, he never made comments about it. Like, it's so just, I don't know. I'm like, chill out. You're, like, you'll be fine. You'll be nominated more.
Yeah,
You'll probably win at some point. Like, sorry. I think I'm just kind of, there's certain people I'm just kind of over now. And I feel like he's one of them. Like, I miss how he used to be. And I feel like this is just this Marty Supreme thing, first of all. I'm sure you'll be seeing it.
Absolutely. Marty Supreme, Christmas Day.
Really?
No, but I'll be seeing it.
I could not be less interested in this movie. Mostly because the plot seems boring. But
really?
Also, well, yeah, he's just like a ping pong champion. This is me, personally. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. But I just don't, I'm just not about it. I don't know.
We'll see if it gets nominated for things. Would you watch it? No,
probably not. I'm not like interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. But anyways, people think he's this rapper from Liverpool.
I have not heard that. I don't think these things come across my desk.
I thought maybe it was just me and Timothee Chalamet, but then Emily Grosjean was posting, shout out, friend of the pod, posting about her Instagram story, and I messaged her about it. I was like, okay, so this is crossing other people's feeds. Like, The Guardian did an article about it. I'm like, okay, not just me.
They're like, okay, clearly this girl's like a hater now. Like, let's not show her that.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Okay, I feel like I'm coming across as like a real hater.
You have like Timothee Chalamet muted.
I used to really kind of like it. I don't know. I'm just slightly. I always thought he was kind of overrated, but I miss how he used his old vibe. I miss his old vibe.
Yeah, I love his old vibe. This new one I'm not really vibing with, but I do love him.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I love seeing him on screen. I think he's very talented.
That doesn't look like him at all. So.
This one, the eyes.
Yeah. No.
What? Look.
No, the only one I thought did kind of was if you scroll up, like right there. I did think that looked like him, or maybe even right there.
And I need to clarify, I don't think it is. Yeah, people have been putting a lot of pictures of him as Lisan Al-Gaib. And
okay.
And I don't think he is, but the internet really it gives me a good kick sometimes. I'm just like, I love that people were just like, I think these are like Hannah Montana and this bitch.
Yeah.
Anyways. So that's Timothee Chalamet. On all fronts. Okay, so how do you feel about Vine?
In general?
Yeah. Do you guys remember Vine for our younger listeners? It's like the original TikTok, but I would say in some ways a little bit better.
There's some just truly iconic things that have come from Vine, obviously. Whatever. Vine compilations.
Yes.
Like, Matthew and I used to just, like, lay in bed and watch Vine compilations. Like,
that's what I do on
TV.
TikTok. I'll be watching TikToks of Vines, and Chris will walk in, he's not seeing anything. He's like, are you watching Vines? And I'm like, yes. Like, it brought people together. And I think I love the art form of Vine because it's 6 seconds. Sometimes, I'll be honest, and maybe this sounds a little boomery, but these TikToks are way too long.
Well, I love when, like, if you're on TikTok and a video shows up and it's just, like, a very short and, like, to the point. Like, there's just, like, something very funny in it, just very, and you can't I can't even explain it, but it's like people in the comments will be like, this would have done numbers on Vine.
Yes.
Like, there's just a certain level of comedy to Vine.
Because if you take more than 30 seconds to get to the joke, I hate when people will do like these skits.
Right.
And they go on for too long. I'm like, this was funny for like 15 seconds. Why is it a 2-minute clip of you doing a skit of this is what a Florida mom is like at Thanksgiving?
But like, meanwhile, and even in Vine, like Vine, my least favorite Vines were the ones that were like skits.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But whereas like a potato flew around my room, and then people are screaming as the potato is like going, like, that's hilarious.
You make me drop my croissant.
Yeah. That's top tier. I love you, bitch.
Yeah. And I said that to Chris.
Loving you, bitch.
That was our anniversary is like January 1st. And I don't know. Oh, Emily told me because I was blackout drunk when this happened. But it was like, when we all went to Greenleaf together.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chris was like, oh, like, I love you at like midnight or whatever. I turned and I said, I love you, bitch. And I'm going to stop loving you, bitch. Emily said she was just like, okay.
I was like so blackout that I was literally just taking video of everyone being like, Happy New Year. And I'd like turn and Matthew's just waiting for like the kiss. Like I didn't even kiss him. And then we immediately left because it was 12:01 and we're like, we're done.
You guys, I don't remember you saying goodbye, but also I'm out here like saying vines to Chris, so whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to quote vines. I actually got, shout out Kirsten, she got me, one of like the best gifts I've gotten was she got me like, it's called Vine and Honey, and it was supposed to be like milk and honey, but it was just like each page was a vine.
Oh, I love
quote.
that. What's your favorite vine?
Oh, okay. I think the one that I have different levels. So I have ones that just like are me, like describe me, and that I was going to make you guess. There's no way you're going to guess. But it's when the girl's like, I think I know more about American Girl dolls than you do, genius.
Yeah.
And then I also love when they're looking at the deer out the window and the guy sneezes and she goes, nice one, Ron. And he's like, oh, what? I sneezed. I'm not allowed to sneeze.
Yes. Oh, so that's funny. A good one.
I
don't know what my favorite one is. Because I feel like a lot of the ones I love are the really popular ones because I just haven't watched it in so long. So all I'm seeing, like, remembering, like, the Free Shavakadu and, like, I guess my favorite one is the I'm Never Gonna Stop Loving You, Bitch, because I quote it all the time. And I feel like it's very me. I feel like it also describes me. Wait, what?
I was like, so no head?
Oh, yeah.
Or I was going to say, or, like, I feel like one of the most iconic ones probably like the road work ahead.
Oh yeah, I sure hope
it does. That's not my favorite.
Look at all them chickens.
Look at all those chickens. Yeah, the one where she's like, bats.
Oh yeah, it's freaking bats.
I love Halloween.
Okay, so anyways, it's coming back.
We're not just talking about Vine.
Yeah.
We meant to say the punchline was that Vine is coming back.
So
Go
ahead.
Well, I was just going to quickly say, I do wonder if, like, the creators are going to, like, are they now, like, going to make money from those? Because it's going to have all the videos back.
Yeah, so I actually didn't know it ended in 2017. I thought it ended a lot earlier, but I think it, like, kind of died out.
Actually, that makes sense.
So it's still going to be, like, a max of 6-second videos, but Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Twitter and Blue Sky, is bringing it back, and it's going to be under the name Divine, like DI capital VINE.
No.
I think he has to do that because of like branding reasons. But so the big difference between like TikTok and Vine, besides like the, video length, is you will not be able to post anything AI generated.
Nice.
And to that I say thank God.
Yeah.
I am so tired of being on TikTok. First of all, also, as someone who works in marketing, this is very hypocritical, but I'm so tired of getting things marketed to me. I was on TikTok the other day. I scrolled so fast past the ads. I scrolled past 6 ads in a row. 6 in a row. That seems kind of insane, right?
I've never seen that.
I was like, what is going on here?
Like actual ads, or do you mean like...
Or sponsored where it has to say the sponsored bar. I'm like, just give me original content.
I know.
But also like, and here's the thing, I've never felt older than being fooled by like, oh, there's like dogs going to ring a doorbell and it really looks like them or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I know. Now I immediately go to the comments. I'm like, let's see what people are saying. Oh, AI.
I saw one today where it was, you're not going to care about this, but it was 2 characters from The Walking Dead who, like, should hate each other. And they were making out, and they have a spinoff show right now. So I was like, oh my God, is that, like, a scene from the spinoff show? Like, and I fell for it.
Yeah.
And everyone in the comments was like, I think this is AI. Like, this is AI. And, like, I was like, oh my God.
Because it's gotten so good. And it also, like... I don't think there's any situation where I've seen an AI video, except actually, I take it back. I used to get this weird cat content. It was like these cartoon cats where it'd be like, the cat is like, but they're like people, and like the cat is pregnant, and they're like rushing to the hospital, and then the cat, like the dad cat's like, ah, like screaming. That was interesting.
Now that was interesting.
That was the only AI video I kind of laughed at, and because it was so off the like weird.
I've seen ones, where it's like you feel like you're watching a nightmare or something, where it's like, when you have like a fever or like a sick dream.
Yeah.
There was one where it was like somebody fell through like a floor, and then all of a sudden these grandmas crashed through the wall.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, but I know what you're talking about. Sorry.
What you said? I
familiar.
can't even explain it, but it felt like I was watching a dream. Like, it was so weird.
When we went to see Die My Love, You and Megan, friend of the pod Megan, went out to go record like a video.
No.
And no one saw this weird advertisement for HVAC units where like literally I'm watching it. I'm like, this is weird. And the girl goes, oh God, like I hate that. Like, look at Martha. She looks so cool in her home. And she's like looking across the way at a home. And then she moves and her eye like doesn't move with her. And I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, it goes back to her, and she has, like, an ice cream cone, and it's melting all down her whole arm.
Okay,
like,
I'm scared. I don't like this.
And then at the end, it said, AI was used to make this video. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Her eyes aren't moving together.
What was the point of it?
To be like, oh, like, it was for HVAC. Like, to be like, oh, it's so hot. Look at how nice Martha is in her nice, cool house. I've got an ice cream cone melting down my arm and an eye on the wrong side of my head.
Off topic, but you know what commercial like really makes me laugh that I think everybody else hates, but it genuinely for some reason cracks me up every time I watch it is like the one where it's the two androids and they're singing Wicked. They're like, it's like an Elphaba and Glinda android and they're both singing. I think they're singing for good, but it like really makes me laugh and it's not that funny, but for some reason they're like a sun orbit as it passes the sun. And it like really makes me laugh.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't know why. But anyway, I'm very happy about this. I think.
And all the old vines will be restored.
Vines will be restored.
100,000 archived vines.
But I don't think we can redo what we did.
It is definitely a time period thing.
Because, and there's like, they have to be spontaneous is what I was trying to get at earlier is like, they need to be just those one-liners. Oh, I just thought of another one that really makes me laugh. Oh, what does she say about her Balenciaga? Wait, what does she say? Or no, her Valentino white bag. She's like, oh, lipstick on my Valentino white bag? Like,
yes,
it's so funny.
Yes. I think maybe it's like of a time period, you know? Like it's like 2014, 2015. But I'm curious also to see maybe that like that time, not that time period, but that sense of humor like gets updated maybe a little bit. Like, but I don't know how it's going to compete with TikTok. TikTok is such a giant.
I think it's gotta be short and sweet. It's gotta be spontaneous. It's gotta be.
It reminds me of, I used to go on Twitter like every morning because people would be like, oh, like social media is bad for you. And I'm like, Twitter would make me laugh like 12 times before I've gotten out of bed. Yes, you know what I mean? Exactly. And that's how Vine was. I don't go on Twitter anymore because, well, now it's X and like fuck Elon Musk, but whatever. And I'm like, I'm hoping for that because I try to do that with TikTok and I'm like, ad. Also, I don't care about this 6-minute video. I don't care about this. Sometimes I even hit the like 2 times speed and I'm like, why are you taking so long to get to the point of whatever you're talking about?
And I wanted to like Google Vines.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to quote more. I'm in the mood to quote Vines right now.
More to quote. So I'm excited.
God, there's some just so funny ones. Yeet, this bitch empty. Yeet.
And they really are. It just has to be so quick.
We're all
where it's
children of Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one. Sorry.
What's the one where it's like, oh God. Oh, the hat gets caught on the thing and he's like, oh! I like that one. Nobody can see what I did, but if you know, you know.
It's Mary Chrysler.
Yes.
I could have dropped my croissant.
I love that one.
I want a church girl who go to church and read her Bible.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That was a good impression.
Thank
okay,
you.
Ariana.
Patricia. Oh, there's some free shabakadoo.
And
they were roommates. That's might be one of my favorites.
And they were roommates. And what I love about it also, it's not like clips that are pieced together. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a floating head talking about something. It's like, literally, this is from my day.
Country boy, I love you. Beep, beep. I'm in my mom's car.
What a time.
What up? I'm Jared. I'm 19, and I never fucking learned how to read. Oh,
I love that one.
Hold on. This is a good one. I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Let us know what your favorite Vine is.
Oh, it's the one with the kid who he has the robe with the skulls, and he's like fighting. He just got in a fight, and he's like,
I don't know.
What does he say? Okay, sorry, that's like not helpful to anyone.
You know what? That should be our question of the week. Let us know what your favorite Vine is, and then maybe we'll post some on our Instagram stories.
Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla.
Oh yeah.
Nicki Minaj.
So anyways, it's coming back. I don't know when.
Miss Keisha. Oh my fucking god, she fucking did. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stop. I know you're
good.
annoyed.
No, you're good.
Just, like, it's such like
it's such peak cute. Because again, if you can't get to the joke
because there was no joke though. That was what was great.
Yeah.
Is sometimes you're just like, what? Why was a potato flying around their room?
Yeah, you don't need to know. And sometimes I watch these TikToks and I'm just like, get to the point.
I know.
There's this guy, it'll show part of a TikTok and it's like he's laying on his bed and it'll cut to him and it'll just like tell you what the ending is. And it's always like, he's like, this video saved you 3 minutes because you didn't have to watch all those stupid videos taking forever to get to the goddamn point.
Yeah.
6 seconds. That's all I have time for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I need. This was much longer than 6 seconds though.
This episode?
Yeah.
But it's all you need.
It's all you need. I hope you've enjoyed every moment of it. I know we did. Here, we're going to touch. That sounds weird. You can't see us. We're holding hands.
We're like Cynthia
oh, yeah.
Ariana.
We're defying gravity. But we hope you guys have a really nice holiday. We hope you come back and join the Poppin In family.
Hope you're well fed, well rested.
And I hope you're well fed on pop culture. That's what this is giving
and
you.
happy Stranger Things week.
Oh, yeah.
I've been rewatching Stranger Things. I'm only in season 2. I've really got to hurry up.
Yeah, you really.
I don't think I'm going to make it. That's okay. I know what happens. But
yeah, in the next 2 days. You call
yeah,
out sick.
I only have 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Maybe you just skip some.
I might.
What's your favorite season?
2. You know, season 2 might be my favorite.
I think it's a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Real good one.
Yeah. But anyways, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.